It is the worst of the Riot podcast, the show you can always count on, except on nights and weekends and holidays. Happy holidays, by the way. Happy New Year, everybody. This is the first podcast of January of 2024. Isaiah, hello.
Welcome back, Hudson.
Yeah. I should be saying welcome back to you. I was at least in the building last week.
Well, I like to take time off.
You've
Spend
earned
my
it.
holidays on my own.
Yeah, what can you say? You have earned it. But now the slate is blank. We start today with no vacation time, starting from scratch.
It's exciting.
Yeah, that means we got to really put our heads down, get some work done. And so we do. Today in the show, some real good stuff. We have a little case on our hands, a You Be the Judge, revolving around Reese's, and they are getting sued because of their packaging. So we'll see where we land on that one.
We also talk about why you may need a reservation to go enjoy some nature.
Yeah, to take a vacation in general, you got to plan ahead. Gone are the days of when you could just show up somewhere and just enjoy it. And speaking of just showing up somewhere and enjoying it for a vacation, we've got somebody who showed up somewhere that they weren't meant to be over the holidays, and it wasn't their fault.
Not every day do you get a round trip completely free to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's right. We'll explain. All will be explained, that and much more in today's Worst of the Riot podcast. Happy New Year to you. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
2024 might be the year of difficulty on vacation, it sounds like. I've got a couple places here, a couple popular tourist destinations that are making it a little more of a hassle for you to actually be able to go and visit. We'll start here stateside, where many national parks, some of the most popular national parks, are going to start requiring reservations. Unfortunately.
How's that even possible? It's nature.
Yeah, well,
Isn't there plenty of room?
that's what I'm wondering is, so here's a list of national parks that will require reservations starting now. Arches National Park.
Never heard of it.
Glacier National Park. That's a big one, right? In Montana. Pretty popular.
Seems like there would be plenty of room in Montana.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain National Park. That actually, they're bringing that back on May 24th. So in the meantime, you're still good. Yosemite National Park.
Heard of it?
Yep. It's a pretty good one, as far as I know. And Zion National Park in Utah.
There's a couple in Utah here.
Yeah. I guess Utah, man.
Filling up.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like reservations for most of these places are going to run you $2 or $3. So not only do you have to reserve, you have to pay. At least it's only $2 or $3 per park. But what I don't know is like what happens when you show up and you don't have a reservation, because that's got to happen. There's got to be dads that pile the family in the van. Come on, we're going to go the majesty of the Rocky Mountains. We're going to go to the Rocky Mountain National Park. And then you get there and sorry, park's closed without a reservation. Moose up front should have told you. What happens? Do they turn you away?
They're going to have to.
From a national park?
How's it even possible? Yet again, where is the entrance? Like, where is the person who's standing by the door? Who's the bouncer here? It's telling you no.
Maybe that's what the reservation is paying for, is to have a bouncer.
Woods for two.
Yeah.
Like, how's it even possible?
I don't know. I think this isn't the first time these places have done this in some cases. I believe it was kind of more of a thing during COVID to try to make sure they didn't get too overpopulated. But, I mean, at the same time, it is just a national park.
Regina says limited campsites could likely be the issue.
But those, I would think you'd have to reserve those anyways, right?
You would think so.
I would think in many cases.
And then other things she's heard is sometimes trying to get a parking spot.
Now, that's true.
Could be difficult.
That's true. I've experienced that at state and national parks. You go on, you try to go to any national park on Memorial Day weekend, forget about it. Forget about it, because you're not going to be able, you're just going to drive around looking for a place to park. which yet again, it's nature. You can just park anywhere, but then you'd be destroying nature. So don't do that.
Yeah, I would say if you're you would probably want to look into the whole parking situation. That seems like the only thing that could stop you.
Yeah. I guess what the real takeaway from this is you should just do your research on, this isn't the 70s.
Don't just show up.
You can't just drive to Arches National Park like you could years ago and just show up and have a smile on your face and expect them to let you in now. Apparently that's not how it's done anymore.
Apparently they're running out of room.
Yeah. I didn't even get to Venice in Italy where they also are limiting the people that they are allowing in. So
like travel?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's only so many seats on a plane, so it shouldn't be too hard to do.
I guess so.
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
Now, Isaiah, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I haven't had a lot of time to think about New Year's resolutions yet, but this is kind of the day to start that up, huh?
Yeah, for most people. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that have them.
Maybe this year is the year that I really start trying to save money. That'll be mine.
That's what you're going to do?
I'm going to try.
That's what I was thinking too, actually. It's weird how we're on the same wavelength with that. It's not even save. I just want to be smarter. But I think I said that last year, and I don't know that it really went that well.
Well, the thing about resolutions and goals for the new year is you're supposed to make them measurable so that you can, count the quality of how well you're doing as you go.
Yeah.
Because if you just say, I want to save money,
that's very vague.
Then are you ever going to actually take the steps to follow that? Whereas if you say, I want to save this much money per month, now all of a sudden you're setting goals monthly.
Yeah.
And then you'll actually be able to do it.
That's smart. That's smart advice. And that doesn't just go for money. That goes for, the popular one, lose weight. Set a weight goal for yourself. But the difficulty is you can't be discouraged when you don't hit it either, because that probably will happen. But of course, today, a big day, a big month for all the resolutions, people making changes. And you've already seen, I saw so many ads over the past week, leading up into New Year's resolution time of all the typical companies trying to take advantage of you doing your resolution. I mean, you couldn't watch any New Year's Eve stuff without seeing Planet Fitness absolutely everywhere. I saw a lot of commercials now for something called Noom. Have you seen this?
I have not seen Noom.
Noom is some weight loss, betterment, better yourself thing. Maybe, I don't know if it's I don't even understand it. I just know it's more weight loss, New Year's resolution-y. Obviously, a lot of dating apps now too, between the New Year's resolution of I'm going to find somebody and Valentine's being just over a month away. All the dating apps are out and about trying to get you to sign up for them. And it's crazy that in these next few days, over the course of these next few days, all these things that we're all going to sign up for, because it's well, I'm ready to make a change. And so I'm going to do this and I'm going to spend money on this gym membership. I'm going to download these apps and sign up for these things and whatever. All these things that convince you that you need them to help you change. And they might make a difference. I'm not saying that they don't. But it doesn't even feel like it takes that much convincing, at this time of year. You want to do something differently? And they're just hey, we have an app for that. And boom, you download it. You might even start paying for it. Where, for some reason, it takes way more convincing when you want to make a positive change to invite God into the process. Jesus is asking a lot less of you than all these apps and gyms and everything else that, yet again, may help in that specific goal. But they're asking, at the end of the day, they want something from you. Jesus is offering to help, offering to make your life better, to make a change for you. And he's not asking a whole lot. He's just saying, hey, just involve me. Just talk to me. Just let me talk to you, because I can help you. And I can help you a whole lot more than Planet Fitness can. I can help you a whole lot more than Noom or Hinge can. Jesus is ready to do that for you. And he's not asking a lot. All you need to do is invite him in. Say, hey, God, I want you to be a part of my life. I want you to help me through it. And he will. Put it to the test. You want to know more? RadioU.com/free gift is a great place to start.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Is Reese's in the wrong? They are being sued by an individual by the name of Cynthia Kelly. Her accusations all revolve around the seasonal shape of the Reese's Cups. You know how they put out the pumpkins and the bats for Halloween, and for different various other holidays, they'll put out different shapes of the Reese's, right? And it's well documented how those shapes really don't look a whole heck of a lot like the shape you actually get when you open it up. You know, it's supposed to be a pumpkin. It's really just kind of an oval. But she's not suing because of that, surprisingly. She is suing for false advertising because on the packaging, and I never even really registered this, on the packaging, for example, for the pumpkin-shaped Reese's, not only does it show the Reese's Cup in the shape of a pumpkin, it also shows little cutouts, basically making the pumpkin look like a jack-o'-lantern, where you can see the peanut butter through the little eyes on the pumpkin, through the chocolate cutout. And she's suing because that's not actually what you get when you open up the package. She's suing for $5 billion. You be the judge.
That sounds ridiculous. $5 billion? And my thing is what she's suing for disappointment?
Yeah, she said what she calls them cute looking. And so then when they're not as cute looking in the package, the product is not as cute looking as the packaging suggests, she sees that as problematic.
Ruined her Halloween, I assume.
Yeah, I think so.
Traumatic experience for her.
Uh-huh. And if she was handing them out for Halloween, think about all the possible trick-or-treaters that had their
unlimited
ruined as well.
Because you think there's going to be those little cutouts on it.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a little jack-o'-lantern. And it's on all of them. I never even realized this, but like the Reese's football has a cutout like looking like it has laces on it. The bat looks like it has a little bat face. They just about all of them have this. They also, should be pointed out, just about all of them have a bite taken out of them on the package, and she's not suing about that. Is that what you want?
You want to bite out?
You want to bite out?
She thought that it was going to have a bite out of it as well, I assume.
You can only possibly assume that if you assume that it's also going to have the cutouts. But we're saying that as people who have eaten Reese's and didn't even look at the packaging. For her, if you were an alien dropping in from outer space and you thought that that's what it was going to be when you opened it and that it wasn't, it makes sense that you'd be upset.
Would you be upset? I don't know if this is upsetting. Maybe you would be surprised.
Uh-huh.
Would you be sad?
Well,
I don't think so.
Not even upset, but would you feel duped? Would you feel wronged, misled, wool pulled over your eyes?
Led astray.
Bamboozled.
Hoodwinked.
Smeckledorfed. Would you feel that way? Because that's how she feels more than anything.
And for me, too, is she getting this whole $5 billion, or is this like everybody gets a cut type of thing?
It should be. It should be that. A class action lawsuit for sure. I think it is. She's not getting $5 billion just to herself. $5 million. I read that wrong. That's a big difference. That's more reasonable.
Yeah, that makes it so much more reasonable for them. I think at the end of the day, this is just, if you really want them to change their packaging, everybody's going to get like 30 cents from this.
She wants that. She wants $5 million, and she wants the packaging changed to reflect what you actually get.
She must be really upset with Reese's.
Yeah. It's the principle of the thing, I can imagine her saying. It's just the principle.
Who has this kind of free time?
How can we trust Reese's? I mean, what do you think? She thinks she's going to get a few dollars out of court, probably.
I'm thinking like $6, probably 36 cents.
Yeah, unless she bought a lot of Reese's.
Yeah.
Oh, hi there.
This worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
Now, I'd also like to say a shout out to all of our introverts today, or maybe more of a non-threatening wave from a distance.
A whisper.
Yes, a subtle whisper. Because today is World Introvert Day. It's a big day.
A great day for the introverts.
A big day for
really
the introverts.
Really a day to show out.
Would you? Yeah, that's right. Would you consider yourself an introvert?
Not so much.
Yeah, I always think I'm in between. Everybody, turns introversion and extroversion into such like a black and white thing. I think I'm very much smack dab in the middle.
Why aren't you just Mr. Relatable?
Because I like getting out there. Yeah, that's right. I can shake hands with both. Because I do like getting out and doing stuff, but at the same time, I love my alone time. I need to be away from people. So I'm right in the middle. I think actually a lot of people probably fall into that. But if you are an introvert, or even if you just want to celebrate today, World Introvert Day, I've got some options here of how you should celebrate. What is appropriate to do on World Introvert Day? Number 1, plan some alone time, of course.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Get some space away from others. And it makes sense today. Maybe this is why it's World Introvert Day. Even if you are the most introverted person, the past couple weeks, you've probably just been forced to be out and about doing stuff with a bunch of people. And so today, you need some time to recuperate. Sit down, alone, turn off the lights, open your mouth, think about something, and just be alone. Another idea. Conduct an energy audit.
I'm not even sure I know what that means.
Well, use today. You use it as an opportunity to take stock of how you're spending your time and energy and to make changes that will enhance your well-being. Because if you're an introvert, right, it sucks the energy right out of you being around people. So maybe today is a day to think about, where is your energy being sucked away by people that is not actually beneficial to you? And so places where you can withdraw a little bit.
That's a good tip.
Places where you can step back.
I like it.
Maybe you can do that during your alone time. Another tip to celebrate World Introvert Day, which is today: commit to building new routines and habits.
Sounds like 2024.
Yeah, that's right. That's your resolution. Some new habits where you get some more time to yourself, establish better boundaries with people, learn to say no. It could be a little habit. It's something that you need to get into. This goes right along hand in hand with everything we've been talking about here. The next step is let go of what's no longer serving you.
Well, this is getting redundant now.
And the final tip, the final way to celebrate World Introvert Day, fully embrace and celebrate your introversion. Don't be ashamed of it.
Dang, they couldn't even come up with 5 real things to do today.
Well, they all are.
To celebrate being an introvert.
Yeah, I mean, it all just comes down to being alone.
But don't you think sometimes, I know you say you can swing both sides of it. Yeah. Don't you think sometimes that you're a little bit jealous of the introverts? They're just so content. You talk about it more. There's no more content group of people than introverts.
In some senses, yes. I think, one of the things I appreciate about myself is that I like not doing stuff as much as I like doing stuff. And so I do appreciate just being able to sit around and do nothing and have that as something I enjoy. But I think if you're full introvert, the idea of being so de-energized by being around people, I'm not jealous of that. You know?
See, I think I am jealous.
You are jealous of that?
I'm jealous of the introverts, of just being so content in your day-to-day life and being able to just chill by yourself. I mean, there's no one more fun than you. So if you can just spend your time with yourself all day and be happy, that's the way to do it.
If Isaiah is jealous of you, think about how much good you must have.
Yeah.
Radio U's Worst of the Riot podcast.
I have a 16-year-old here whose holidays were very nearly ruined, or maybe depending on how you look at it, vastly improved. I don't know if you saw this. 16-year-old Logan Lose was traveling alone for the holidays. You ever travel alone as a minor?
I've never done that.
I've seen that on like TV, like Arthur or something, probably. They'd like fly him to grandma's. I didn't know anybody actually did that in real life.
But sometimes you have to.
I guess so. Apparently Logan had to, but he was supposed to be flying from Tampa to Cleveland to be with his mother for the holidays. But instead, he managed to board a flight to Puerto Rico. He actually boarded the flight and sat through the whole duration of the flight before realizing that he had landed in Puerto Rico instead of Cleveland by mistake. And so he had to then get flown back to Tampa and then to Cleveland. So he was a day late in getting to join up with his mother there in the Cleveland area. Apparently, according to his parents, the flight attendant, whoever, at the desk when you're going in to board your flight, didn't scan his boarding pass. And so that's what they're accusing Frontier Airlines, is the airline in question here. They're accusing them of that's what happened with the mix-up.
Well, at the same time, you might be thinking, what's the time difference, right? From Tampa to Puerto Rico versus Tampa to Cleveland. How long would that flight be?
Uh-huh.
They're almost the exact same distance. 2.5 hours to Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
2 hours and 50 minutes to Puerto Rico.
Now, if Logan was an astute geographer or had the window seat, he might have been able to realize that there was a lot of water surrounding his flight that ordinarily
the whole way.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that heading from Tampa to Cleveland necessarily. Or he could have looked at that little flight tracker thing. But I mean, hey, he's 16. He's a minor. It's not his job to be, sticking to the itinerary. It's wild. If he could do this, so could you or I. We could go to the airport, buy a ticket for one flight, hop on a different one, and wind up in Puerto Rico, which would actually be a nice little treat.
And you got to think, too, when you get on the plane, sometimes even over, the pilot will come on and be like, who's ready to go to Puerto Rico?
That's right.
And he was probably like, Puerto Rico?
Oh, he had his headphones in.
What's he talking about? Yeah, he wasn't listening.
Playing Roblox on his
So
phone
how
or
much
something.
money does this kid get?
I don't know how that
You
all
got to
is
think he
sorted
gets something, right?
out. He gets one free flight. He already got a free flight, a free round trip to Puerto Rico out of the deal. So now he gets, I'm guessing he gets, points. I don't know how Frontier does it. Yeah. Air miles.
But at the same time, they're like, he boarded the wrong plane,
Yeah.
Whose fault is this? It's a little bit of both, right?
I mean, does he not read and also read? Because they have it on the thing too. But you know what? Sometimes those things, the little boards at the flight you're about to board, they say multiple places.
They could.
Because the flight will be like, this is going to Puerto Rico, then to Cleveland. So you're going to Cleveland by way of Puerto Rico. Like that's a thing. So, maybe it's not his fault. Yeah, I could be hard on him. I don't think I need to be. I think
Jeff
at the end
says,
of the day,
he should be able to read.
He should be able to read. But yet again, the airport, confusing place.
He's
For
probably
me
nervous.
as an adult.
He's probably nervous. First time flying alone, probably.
I would, sounds reasonable.
And he's just kind of like plucking along. They said to go to this gate. That's the gate he went to. He thought he got on the right plane.
And he's been on TikTok. He's seen all the controversies. He doesn't want to be the kid standing up looking like an idiot. Hey, I was supposed to go to Cleveland. Sit down, sir.
What would you, once you realize, when you're on the plane and you realize, holy crap, I'm in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be going to Cleveland. But that also makes me wonder, could you board any flight, any plane?
Yeah. Could we wind up in Tokyo if we just walked in the wrong direction?
Like, who was scanning his ticket? You just let him walk on. It's clearly said Cleveland.
Apparently nobody.
But I'll tell you this much. If you bring on an extra bag, they're going to stop you. But you might be going to the wrong city and they don't care.
Your bag will wind up wherever you are supposed to go.
If you like that video, there's a ton more. Go check out our past videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.